A sunny garden in Hurstpier Point doesn't seem a likely place to find bats, but I'm here to meet somebody who's going to show me lots of them, and those bats are in trouble. Amanda Millar runs a bat hospital, and she's received almost as many bats into her care this month as she normally receives in a year. So what's the trouble? Hello,
Sue.
Hello, Amanda. So, Amanda, how many bats do you have here in your hospital?
Well, I've got about 55 at the moment.
Oh, right. OK, that's a lot. So why so many?
Well, some of them are long-term bats, but I've had about 35, nearly 40 in July because their mums have been starving, the babies have been abandoned.
Oh, how sad.
And members of the public find them and bring them to me.
So what should people do if they find a bat and they want to bring it in?
Well, if they find a bat, go onto the Sussex Bat Group website to find their nearest carer, give us a ring straight away for advice, and we really need to look over them, because if a bat is found on the ground during the day, then there's almost certainly something wrong. It's either going to be a starving juvenile, starving adult, or a cat could have caught them, because half the adults I get in have been caught by cats.
Oh, I see.
And they need treatment very quickly, antibiotics, otherwise they'll die. So get in touch with us very quickly.
Right, OK. And what do you feed them on when you get them?
Well, depending on their age, if they're youngsters, I feed them on puppy milk formula, and if they're adults, then they go on to mealworms.
Right. So how old would this one here be?
Well, this one looks between 2 and 3 weeks old, so he's still very small.
Very sweet.
Can't fly yet, but will soon be learning to fly, or I'm going to have to teach him to fly.
Oh, fantastic.
But if a member of the public finds a bat, use a soft cloth, something like a tea towel, to scoop it up and put it in a box.
Right.
Best not to handle them with bare hands.
So, Amanda, here we are in your bat Zeebo. Can you tell me a bit about what happens in here?
Right, well, the babies, when they come in, they've never left the roost, and they've always had their mother before. And the mother would normally help them, show them how to catch insects and where to roost and things. So I have to replace this and give them an opportunity to fly, to catch insects. I've got a pipe which feeds insects in. They need to be able to socialise, so they live in this box, and all the while they've got a supply of mealworms, so they can use that and then experiment catching insects. So they get used to the different temperatures at night, they get used to the different sounds, socialising, they practice their echolocation, which does develop as they get older.
Right.
And after several weeks, it needs to be at least 3 weeks, preferably more, practising catching insects and flying, then I unzip the doors and allow them to release themselves if they feel like it.
Well, it's great that those bats have a brighter future, but for every one that Amanda saves, there must be hundreds that aren't found by somebody and handed in. So I asked Sussex Wildlife Trust Chief Executive Tony Whitbread what it means for bats in the wider context in Sussex.
Well, we live in a temperate zone, and weather conditions vary a lot year to year. I mean, that's normal for England, as we know about the weather. So bats should be able to respond to this. They're adapted to variable weather conditions, some good years, some bad years. So bats should be able to cope with the occasional bad year. The problem is, if the populations are already low because of the way we've looked after the environment, because of our management techniques, then they could actually run the risk of local extinction. If they start from a low ebb and you have a few bad years, then the whole population could be under threat.
It looks as though bats really do need our help. If you find a bat which looks injured or unwell, don't try to look after it yourself. That takes years of experience. Go on the web and look for your nearest carer with the Sussex Bat Group. Put it in a box and take it to them as soon as possible. So bats can only cope with the vagaries of the British weather if they're in a healthy environment with plenty of insects and places to roost, such as this beautiful ancient woodland here at the Sussex Wildlife Trust. The Trust has several reserves around Sussex which are excellent places for bats to live. In fact, on one of our reserves we have nearly all the species of bat found in Britain. You can help support the Wildlife Trust in their aim for a better environment by becoming a member. Check out our website for details.